Guys, do y'all remember when we were framing the building and we said, we don't have to worry about a snow load in Texas? Well, check this out. Look at all this snow. Oh, it's ice. Whoa. Hey guys, how's it going? It's really good to see you. Where have we been? Well, we've been working behind the scenes, but we wanted to make a video for you so much, we thought we'd come out here in the feels like 5-degree weather and make a video for you. We got this fire going to keep us warm. The coldest part of me right now is actually my feet, and it is iced up everywhere. And so in the background, like we said in the last video, we've been doing a bunch. The roofers were supposed to be here last Friday. Today is Monday, and in fact, we got a pallet full of all the shingles and accessories right here. But it was so windy on Friday, they called it off. They didn't want everything blowing off the roof. And now today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, it's supposed to be like this. The roof is covered with ice, so obviously they can't roof. We're scheduled for Thursday. These roofers, they're like Goldilocks. It's gotta be just right. We're just messing with you. We totally understand it. It is really high up there. We don't want anybody to fall off. We want everybody to be safe. But we did think we could come over here and do a few more things to dial this project in exactly like we wanted, because we got the insulators showing up and drywall showing up real soon. In 10 days. So let's show you what we're up against today. But before we get to work today, we want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Element. Element is an awesome electrolyte drink mix, comes in a ton of flavors that we love, and it has everything you need and nothing you don't. What does that mean? More salt and no sugar. Element is based on a science-backed electrolyte ratio. There's no sugars, no glutens, no dodgy ingredients. It's vegan friendly and paleo and keto friendly. We love this stuff. So electrolyte replacement is super important for the human body, gang. And Element can help eliminate or prevent headaches, muscle cramps, sleeplessness, fatigue, and a lot of other symptoms of electrolyte deficiency. And it doesn't hurt at all that this stuff tastes awesome. So right now, Element is offering a free sample pack with any order. It has 8 flavors. You can try them all, pick your favorite, and share the rest with your salted friends. So head on over to drinkelement.com/studpack to get started today, and we'll share a link in the description below. Thanks to Element for sponsoring this video, and let's get back to work. So the very first thing is this joist right over Rad's head. It's a 2x12. What's that, Rad? About 9 feet long. And yes, as I've been coming down the stairs all this time, I can see it's got quite a hump in it compared to the one over here on the right. Now Rad's gonna put the level on it, and you can see just how bad it is. It's more than half an inch. Now it wasn't like that when we put it up. We crowned everything, but if we'd have seen that amount of crown in that joist, we would have tossed that one in the burn pile. And maybe this is a good reason it takes so long on a project, right? Let all the lumber dry out, get to its final position, and then we can fix it. So we have a hump in it. What did that do upstairs on top of our 1 1/8 inch thick Advantech? Let's go up there and check it out. All right, I'm up here with our 8-foot straight edge, and I'm right over that joist. I can see the screws right here in the pattern in the Advantech. Knowing I'm right over the joist, check it out. Now let me go to the one right over here next to it, and we're dead flat. So there's a hump right here in this flooring. Now I don't know what kind of floor Jordan has picked out yet, but that's too much for me. I want to try to flatten that out. So we have a plan to fix it. Let's go downstairs and check it out. So a few weeks ago, I got a circular saw and I cut through this joist, and I tried to go as high as I could with a reciprocating saw on this side. My hope was that the joist would come back down because of the weight of the Advantech and everything else on it. But it hasn't budged at all. So we're gonna help it out. And before you guys start typing furiously about how I ruined the structural integrity of this building by cutting this joist, just remember this 1 1/8 inch Advantech, it's rated to span like 24, 32, 48 inches. And we've been walking on it and it doesn't budge at all. So we're gonna help it move a little bit. And my plan is to drill a hole through the joist, further weakening it. I'm gonna go about right here where I think the high spot is, bud. I'm gonna go pretty high because of my plan. Ready? Drill's not happy in this 5-degree weather. It's not something we have to deal with much down here in Texas. Now I'm gonna take this yellow strap and pass it through there. And then I'm just gonna hang on it. I think I can pull it down. Nah, not really. We're gonna do better than that. Check it out. Come down here. I bought this eye nut. It's like an eye bolt, except it has threads on the inside. We're gonna take.
You're a what?
It's an eye bolt. I'm not a nut. We're gonna remove this nut. What's that old commercial? Sometimes it's a candy bar commercial. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Almond Joy, I think, one of my favorites. Now we're just gonna replace that nut with this eye nut. No, I'm trying to get, there. I knew I could do it. All right, now we're gonna hook a come along to this, to our strap, try to pull it down. Now, ideally, I would want that directly under the hole I just drilled, but I didn't want to ask Jordan if I could drill a hole in his slab. It'll get covered up anyway, and that might be the way we have to go. But let's hook it up, see if we can pull that down. Ooh, it's moving. I can hear it and I can see it. Now I broke your house, bud. Where I didn't cut all the way through, it snapped right there. And now it's all the way through. Remember I cut all the way through on this side with the recip? And I didn't on this side. Right. It just finished it off right there. Should I give it one more?
Yeah.
All right. That's pretty hard to pull. All right, go check it with the level, bud. That might be all we need. Dude, I cannot go anymore without breaking something. Don't want to break anything. So this is not going as instantly as I thought it was. I really thought we could get over here and pull this guy down with this come along, but that is a 2x12. It's been in that position for quite a while. So I say we let this soak overnight, come back tomorrow, see if it's easier to get this next little ratchet on there, that next little pull, and maybe we have to work on it for a few days to help pull that thing down. But for right now, let's move on to the next task. So did you guys watch any football over the weekend? Yeah. All right, guys. I never thought I would have to say this, but I have to thaw my thaw. I have to thaw my saw. It was in the back of my truck because we helped some friends over the weekend with a project, and it's got snow and ice on the top. And for our next project, we got to rip some plywood. So this thing's making my denim blue jeans hot. It ought to melt that ice in just a minute. Let's try it out. Oh, look at that. Look how fast that is. Cool. All right, guys, our next project we want to knock out is a media hub. And that is actually based on a lot of your comments. We originally were going to put the Wi-Fi and the router and everything up in the little attic space. But based on your suggestions, we thought it would be a much better idea to put it here in a little cabinet because we may have a lot of interference if that thing is behind some drywall. So I actually bought a metal media cabinet, but it wasn't deep enough. Jordan's got a really fat modem. So I returned it and I was gonna look for another one, but I said, you know what? We could just make our own out of some really nice plywood we have downstairs, and that plywood will give us a mounting surface for all our modems, the router, and everything else. Let's head downstairs. I wanna show you where this piece of plywood came from. You're not gonna believe it. I'm gonna knock this thing out really fast. All right, gang, check out this piece of plywood. Really nice 1/2-inch plywood and pre-finished. And if you can believe it, this was the pallet that our Hardy soffit came on. When we finished doing it, I looked down and this guy was on top of the skids. So Jordan's hurting a lot right now after the roofers, drywall, insulation guys. Let's save him some money. Let's use this. It's gonna look awesome painted if we decide to paint it, and build him a media center. All right, guys, in a media hub, we've got to have power, right? We've got to plug in the modem, the wireless, all that stuff. So I've got an old workbox. We're going to mount it in the bottom of the panel. So I've got it square right here. I'm just going to trace around. And then we're going to use the table saw and raise the blade up and cut out that rectangle. All right, guys, let's check it out. All right, that's what the bottom looks like, kind of ugly. We don't care about that. We just care about the top. Let's check out our fit. Boom. Remember, it's an old work box, so we'll tighten the screws. The little wings pop out, and they're going to hold it in place. Remember, we got that receptacle right below this, so we'll just tighten it out for power. Got some more firewood, Rad?
Yeah, that fire's dying, dude. We'll save it.
That'll save us. Hard to do with gloves on, huh?
Take it?
Yep. All right, gang, we got our media hub built, but obviously now it's sticking out of the wall. We want it flush with our drywall, so we got to head back downstairs. We're going to pad this wall out 1 3/8. Yeah. All right, we've got our awesome media hub put in, but we don't have a way to get the wires. Remember back in the wiring video, we did all the structured wiring on this building? We ran this piece of Smurf right here. That's gonna be our fiber coming in from the fiber company. And we got all our Cat 6 up there. All that needs to come into the box, so we're gonna put a piece of conduit right here. It's a piece of 2-inch we had left over. I already have a 2-inch male adapter on the end. Got a 2-inch lock nut. Even have my dot laser set up. Drill a hole through the top of the box, all 3 of those 2x4s at the top, install this guy. It's big, but it's all we had, and that's gonna give us future proofing on this build. Of course, there's a nail right in the way. So I started on the top, now I'm gonna finish from the bottom so I don't blow out all this nice plywood if I were to exit from the top. Sweet. All right, guys, see if she fits. Yeah. Let's go. Nice, love it. And there we have it, guys. One custom-made media hub. And I love it, Jordan, because it cost you like $4. I had the box, we had the wood, we had the conduit. And I love it because it's wood. It's going to be easy to mount everything on the back. But that's all done. A big check mark on that. Let's head downstairs, hit our next task. Guys, do y'all remember the days when it was 115? All right, gang, it is the next day. So why don't we head back over to our joist surgery project, see if we can get another crank on that come along, to see if we can persuade that 2x12 back in the position we want it to be in. Based on the tautness of these cables, I think it's come down a little bit overnight because these are a little looser, but I'm gonna get Rad over here and see if he can push up on that thing. All right, buddy, you wanna give it a push and let's listen? And
I think you get one more. That was one.
That was one? Oh, you got two? You got two?
Yeah. Is it moving?
Yeah, so this, what I'm watching is right here.
That joint.
Yeah, I want this to open up. But that's pretty cool that just overnight we were able to get 2 more cranks on it. So the wood's moving. All right, guys, we're feeling really encouraged right now. It is way better upstairs. And if I stop right here and sight down this joist, it is a lot flatter. It is almost in plane with this one and our drywall blocking over here. The issue is with the piece on the other side of Jordan over here by this front wall. Let me hop up here and I'll show you. It's this part right here, between where we cut it and our band on the front of the building. So I think what we want to do is remove this guy. I'm going to make a cut right here. I'm going to put a piece of joist right here to hold this one down and reframe this section. And once it's reframed, we can use screws and glue from up above and pull that Advantech down to where we want it so there won't be a hump in the floor. A lot of work, buddy, but you think it's worth it?
I think so.
Yeah,
I don't want that flooring to be messed up.
Yeah, the rest of it's perfectly flat, so we might as well just work on this one and do it.
Cool.
All right. All right. You filming, bud?
Yeah.
So this thing is pinching my blade, which tells me that joist is moving as I'm making the cut. So I really think we're doing the right thing.
I think we got a really stressed out board. Maybe you should try massaging it.
Yeah, I want to pull it out and make another cut.
All right.
Alongside. Hey, you see that? There's a lot of pressure on that board. All right, y'all got the screws out from up top?
Yep.
All right. Nice, guys.
Wow.
That thing has a serious crown in it right there. Who's the framer on that one? And here is the new piece. We had a piece of treated 2x12 left over in the back, so we're going to use that. Got it notched for the water line, electric. Got it notched for our drywall blocking. Let me slide it up in here. Sweet, guys. All right, really loving the way that block is fitting in there. Got a little gap here, little gap here. So we're going to use our screw trick, pull these two members down, flush with the bottom of this block, nail it all off, and then see if we can continue to get this hump out. It's a lot better today. We're gaining on it. We're going to make it happen.
All right, gang, our Advantech glue is frozen, but we have our trusty old Lexel that we're gonna make sure that stuff is squeak free for our floor up there. So I'm just gonna coat it on there. Thank you, okay, ready? Thank you, Sashko. Thank you, Sashko, for these awesome jackets, keeping us all warm here. Somehow we're all wearing them today, so.
Not planned.
Not planned, but very grateful.
All right, now I'm going to try to get it in there without smearing it all off. Rad did such a good job. We might lose a little bit. There we go. All right, guys, we are gaining on it. Our next little challenge is this right here. Our block we just put in is hanging down about 1/4 inch from our joist. We want to flush those out. Going to use the old screw trick, right? Structural screw into our joist. Use the mechanical advantage of this crowbar to flush them out. You think I can bend that joist, bud?
Yeah.
Oh, no problem. All right, let me get a little higher, Rad, so I can see it. All right, and then I'm gonna turn my head since I don't have glasses on.
Yep.
And you pin it. All right, let's see. All right, go ahead. Shoot it a bunch. We stayed nice. Good job, man. All right, let's tackle this one. Same thing. Good?
Yeah.
All right, guys, got this block in. Love the way that looks. Now we've made this one up. It's not structural. It's just a nailer for the drywall on the bottom and the floor from the top. Let me drive it in there. We're going to show you why we did it this way in our next step. See how that's all moving right there? We're going to stiffen that up. All we're going to do, we're just going to scab a piece on the side. Nice. All right, guys, did all that work. Let's see if it's going to pay off. I've got my level set up. Here's the high spot right here where I got this structural screw pre-started. I went ahead and counterbored the Advantech with a spade bit so that head's going to sink in and be nice and flush. And we're going with a structural screw because we felt like these didn't have the strength to pull this Advantech down. It's been in this position for a few weeks, a few months really, and we want to suck it back down to that joist and make it perfectly flat. Here we go, guys. Whoa. Here we go, guys. That level is hardly rocking at all.
Nice.
I'm gonna go a little bit more. I can live with that. I'm loving that, guys. How you looking down there, Jordan? I'm gonna call it good. I'm gonna add some more screws and we can check this off the list. No more humping the floor. Nice job, guys.
Yeah.
Nice job. Look at that.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, guys, that is looking way better. Really, really happy with the way that turned out. The drywall ceiling is going to be a lot flatter, but more importantly, the flooring material upstairs is going to be flat and it's not going to have a hump because that's right where Jordan was going to sit for his office, right, temporarily. And you would feel that every day. But we've had kind of an interesting development over here on the Stud Pack job site. Jordan has been without water for what, 2 days?
3.
Almost 3.
Yeah.
Even though you left it dripping, like everybody says, that's what we did at our house, we're fine. But for whatever reason here, where it's super windy, your pipes froze solid. So it's above freezing right now. So let's come over here to this hose bib and see how we're doing, bud. It's been above freezing for a couple of hours.
We've been checking this all day.
We have. Oh, I got wet. I don't want to get my boots wet. Let me move out of the way.
Yeah.
All right, that's not full pressure yet, but if we leave it open, all that warmer water is going to melt that ice. Should start getting further and further, more and more water.
It's ramping up.
Here we go. Look at that. Nice, bud. You don't have to come over to my house anymore. Take a shower and wake me up like you did last night. What was all that about? Y'all had like a full party at 11 o'clock at night.
They like to party.
You should have woken me up. So Jordan, you got water back on your house. That's super exciting. Right behind you are 2 pallets full of shingles for the roof. That is tomorrow. Super exciting. They sent all the shingles. They sent the shingles for the ridge, even a bunch of nails. Can't wait to see what that looks like on your building. All the trim package has been ordered, right? It shows up Friday, 2 days. What else? We got drywall showing up next week. But before that, insulator is going to be here next week. We are ready to rock and roll on this, gang. I know it's been kind of a rough road for us and for you as our viewers past couple of months. Had all the holidays, had the big deep freeze here in Texas. But man, we are ready to go. By the end of next week, it's hard to believe that we're gonna be insulated and drywalled in just like 9 days. Ton of videos, guys, coming up. Super excited. Thanks for hanging in there with us. Go ahead and take that bow out of your like button. Smash it for us. It's the best thing you can do. Please subscribe if you're not a subscriber to the Stud Pack channel already. If you want some Stud Pack merch, don't forget to check us out over at bunkerbranding.com. And we'll see you here tomorrow when we put a roof on this baby.